Hello. So I'm going to make this video on are we dating the same guy in Saskatoon? And this is most likely for the one in Edmonton and Calgary since I caught this creep behind the group admins in Edmonton. And the same activity was going on in the one in Calgary and obviously the ones in Saskatoon because I know he's behind the local ones in Saskatoon as well. But I did fumble on posting about are we dating the same guy just because I wasn't really focused on it. It was in the back of my mind, but there you've come to my page and if you know what's going on, obviously there's a lot to think about and a lot to know. But like I've stated in many videos, the more that I throw out, the more memories, I guess, unlock. Just little details that I remembered that I kind of just shoved away in my head. And, I always knew that this guy was behind Are We Dating the Same Guy? Are We Dating the Same Guy group in Saskatoon. I just didn't have enough in my head to really talk about it, to make people understand it. I had to really find out about a lot of other things, just a lot of the catfishing, to be honest with you. I think I had to go through and really talk about a lot of it that has to do with my page and then spread it out and talk with other people in order for me to just gather other information that had me come down to this final conclusion. So last year when I was finding out everything and I was dismantling everything, and this was just before I shut down my accounts. It was maybe a good 2 or 3 days before, maybe a little bit more. And I posted this guy in that group. And I posted the name that he gave me, and I made a little description of what he did. He stalked me and he's still stalking me. I can't remember the exact description, but it was pretty short. And I was pretty much just asking if anybody else has dealt with him. And I got no response. I got one commenter, and I'll get to the comment why, but no likes, no nothing. Absolutely nothing, crickets. And then I kind of just took it at I wasn't really thinking much of it because I was really distracted with other things. I was trying to save files and keep this guy out of my devices and talk with people. I was really, really, really busy. So I didn't really have time for it, but this one person commented on it. It was just some random chick, and I knew it was this guy specifically because there was no reactions at all to my page, and it was up there for a good 2 to 3 days or more. And this one person that commented, they said, I think that person's name is Donovan. And since I knew it was this guy behind it, and I thought it was really weird that nobody was commenting on my stuff, and that's when I was I actually didn't look into whether or not Facebook group admins can, but I knew private group admins can hide stuff. I just didn't know whether or not it was visible to me and all those other details. Like I said, I didn't think about it. But I knew, there was something he was behind one of the admins or, there was something funny going on. But I thought it was really funny that this person said, I think that person's name is Donovan. As if I was going to really believe this account and then think this guy is named Donovan, go look for a Donovan, go to the cops and report a Donovan. He purposely did that. Obviously for a reason, because I think it was after I caught him behind my friend's account and I was like, it's you. So obviously he was probably panicking and trying to find any way to throw the blame on some random person, which it wouldn't have worked out because I would have just showed his picture anyways. And I would have still said the name that he gave me anyways. So yeah, it was completely pointless. But there was no reactions or comments. Okay, so that group, it was very entertaining. Now, it was originally made for women to report and inquire on men, on whether or not if they were toxic or not, if they were violent, etc., etc. It was supposed to be a safe space for women, and it was just a lot of fuckery. It's a lot of guys found out way too soon about them being posted on there, whether they were actual boyfriends, husbands, or guys that a lot of these women met on dating platforms. And a good 90% of the men that were posted on there, if not all of them, were men that were posted from these dating platforms. There was one guy that was posted that I knew, but he was a hacked account. But it didn't matter who was posted or what was said. The comment section would be like flooded. Not flooded, some of them would be, but there'd be people commenting and talking amongst, each other. They'd be liking it, there'd be likes on it, there'd be reactions. And there was a lot of complaints about certain pick-me's being in the group spying on people and then ratting out to these dudes. And before I found out anything, that's what we thought. We all thought it was just a few girls, sisters, moms, friends of these guys, and they're ratting out that these women are posting about them and just, making them feel terrible. But the thing that I wanted, really, I'm not really sure of, that I really want to know is I'm not entirely sure if this guy set up this group in the first place. So like we said, or me and my family said, we think this guy has been online for a long time and originally created a lot of these local Facebook group pages for a reason. And there's a good chance that he did take over the admin, like it was created by a chick and, it was taken over by him because he was scared of people finding out about him, about me finding out about him, and about me connecting with other people if he was to be posted. But the other thing I kind of believe he actually set up that group. He pretended to be someone, hacked their account, looked like some actual chick, made it look like it was a safe space for women, put up all these rules to not, post anything about these men and, just keep it really, really hidden from people. And I think he used it as an outlet to not only catfish women, but to find out what kind of good men are out there, because it's not just the group. If he's hacked many people throughout the city and mutual friends, and he had to, I'm estimating he's hacked thousands of people, like throughout Canada. I know he's hacked quite a few throughout Saskatoon, like mutuals and whatnot. But there's a good chance that, like, if he knows there's certain accounts out there, he's going to know which ones are real. And if they're not being posted on Are We Dating the Same Guy, those are the people he will target and try and take over their accounts and then catfish actual women through it. Because his ultimate goal is to not only stalk and spy and find out who's connected to who's friends with who's dated who used to date who, but I think also his ultimate goal is to try and catfish as many people as he can. Like, I don't think I'm the only one. I think it's like his past victims, and there's other people that he's specifically targeting as well, but there's people around us that he has to get through to get to us. So obviously, the more people he catfishes around and mutuals and whatnot, the better, because I've put up walls everywhere. And, I don't know how many times I have to explain that, like, him hacking and taking over random accounts is not going to do anything. I'm not going to interact with like, if I do, we're going to go through certain things, but, like, it's not the same way it was before. And I keep saying, like, he keeps chasing this different person that used to interact with people online. Yeah, before I knew all this, of course I did, and of course other people did, but now we know way too much about all this stuff. It's not the same way. So I don't know what he thinks the point of hacking all these people again is going to do. When I found different ways of connecting with new people and going about it purposely that he doesn't know about, that I don't post about purposely, because obviously it just gives him leverage. I also post little tiny pieces of misinformation in my video. Like, I think. But here's the other crazy thing about that group that I think he's behind a lot of these men, and whether or not, and actually also I think he's behind a lot of the women that post about these men just to keep the comment section alive and to keep things going, keep drama going, to make people look stupid. I think he also causes a lot of drama between couples and between friends. Like I said, you can make profiles look the exact same, and he could stage conversations and make it look like two people are conversating and cheating on each other. And, like, yeah, he can really cause a lot of problems. I've explained this to a lot of people and, like, showed them, like, had to visually show them, and they're just like, man, like, this guy could cause a lot of shit. Anyways, there's a part 2 to this, so I'll get to that next.